Hey everybody, welcome to Active Self-Protection Extra. Here as always with my friend Terry Johnson from Firearms Legal Protection. And I want to talk today about carrying a firearm that is highly customized and whether in a justified defensive shooting that could cause me problems or is likely to cause me problems with the legal system. Now more than ever, you need trusted coverage to help you win the fight after the fight. The company I trust and recommend is Firearms Legal Protection. They offer discounts on all their plans at the link in the description. I recommend the premium plan. So I get it. This one's kind of personal to me, Terry, because you see people all the time, and some people say, well, I don't want to carry an expensive gun because that it's going to get taken. We talked about that in a previous video. Right. And so I don't want to lose an expensive gun. Whereas to me, I'm like, it did its job, right? Like, just let it go, buy a new one. You got bigger problems or bigger issues anyways.
Sure.
But let's just say you're somebody like me. I carry a highly modified HKP-30, right? And you've seen it on the channel a bunch. It has been completely done over by Robar, complete MP3, Lazy Wolf trigger. Big money. Holson 507 on it, customized height night sights. It's about a $3,500 gun, all things considered. And you couldn't even get one built today. It's a one of a kind.
Sure.
Because Robar went out of business. Moment of silence. Anyways, but now let's just say that somebody with that kind of a Wonder Blaster, or maybe it's not quite that much. They've got a Zev Glock or, one of these more expensive guns. They bought one of Coleon Noir's guns because, they wanted to have his, magic all over it or whatever. And they get in a defensive gunfight, all right? And that gunfight, they're not saying it's a negligent shooting. We're not talking about, a light trigger causing negligence.
Sure.
They get in a defensive gunfight. Do you think having a gun like that is going to cause you legal problems?
Honestly, I don't. And unless you run across that rare prosecutor that completely understands guns and completely says something along the lines of, they were using this to definitely kill somebody, okay? The intent in using, let's say, a 44 mag versus a 22, it's like, oh my God, they were just trying. But I've never seen a statute.
But sir, Harry Callahan taught me that the 44 Magnum is the most powerful handgun cartridge known to man.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
But do you need a 44 to protect yourself?
Harry Callahan did. Dirty Harry, guys. Come on, old school, right? Yeah, I'm that old.
But the interesting thing to your question, John, is this. I've never seen a statute that says because you carry a 45 versus a 22, it's going to be, well, you use more deadly force than you need to.
A gun is a gun, right?
A gun is a gun. Most prosecutors, is not a knock against prosecutors, but most prosecutors don't just deal with gun crimes in terms of shooting and things along those lines. So for the most part, the answer to the question is going to be no. You can keep your $3,500, well, not keep it, I don't want to say keep it, but it's not going to put you in more harm's way, okay? Now, we've had other discussions about certain things, like if you have certain customization that has...
Cosmetic modifications.
Cosmetic modifications that say, shoot the bastard, or,
We talk about this with the Philip Brailsford discussion, right? That he had the dust cover on his personal AR-15 that it said, when you flipped it open, it said you're effed, okay? Yep. But it didn't say effed, it said the F word. And that did not make it to court in Arizona. No. I know his attorney, and that cost him around $25,000 to keep out of court.
And I know his attorney too, just saying that amount. So.
Yeah, $25,000 is what that cost him to keep it out of court because the district attorney wanted to admit that as evidence.
Absolutely.
And as evidence of mens rea, of an evil mind.
Right, but again, notice the difference. It's not the gun itself, it's what you've done to the gun.
Right.
So whether I shoot at somebody in defense of myself with a 22 or a 44, it truly doesn't matter. Now, if you, again, have those cosmetic things on there, it's going to be completely different.
So maybe we say something like a pejorative message, kill them all and let God sort them out.
That could be detrimental to you.
A Punisher skull.
That, again, could potentially be used against you.
Okay. Threeper logo, right? That 3% kind of thing, Because in modern America, there is a certain segment of America that views that as a racist ideology.
It could be, but again, there's got to be if someone were to research it, and again, remember, anything can be used against you, not to help you. That's the bigger thing you got to think about. To me, and any case I've seen, a gun is a gun. I've never had a prosecutor stand up and say, he used a 44, he should have used a 38. If he'd have used a 38, this guy would still be alive.
Bullet hole's a bullet hole, right?
Yeah, that does not do anything.
So watch the cosmetic modifications. Watch the messages that you don't want to be sending political messages with your defensive handgun or your defensive rifle. No political messages whatsoever. No ideological messages that might get relayed to the jury. But as far as actual functionality of the gun, probably not a problem.
As you said, a gun is a gun, even if it costs $3,500.
Booyah, my gun is good to go. Just watch your accoutrement. Terry, appreciate you, man.
Thanks, John.